Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Holiday Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Kottentail. He's hopping mad. That's not exactly the worst pun tagline I've seen in a long time. The movie is about a farmer named Hans Kottentail who gets bitten by a rabbit that is being injected with all sorts of, stuff. It's an experimental rabbit, and it turns out the rabbit, if it bites anybody, it turns them into what you see right there, a bloodthirsty, mutant, killer rabbit. So it's up to 5 different women to try to find the rabbit, or if not, well, one of them is really trying to find the rabbit, and her name is Scarlet. She is the lab scientist who's trying to make sure that the rabbit is no longer being experimented on, tested, anything on, and all that. We also find out that there are 2 other women named Robin and Lizzie, and they're animal rights activists. They try to break into the science lab, trying to get the rabbit out, but it's pretty much sort of kind of too late. There's Makita, a meter maid, and she doesn't get very well respected by her coworkers. And there's finally Marissa, who is a sorority pledge. Well, when their lives are intertwined by Kottentail, they decide to get together and try to kill him. Which, of course, they all dress up like bunny rabbits, and they go to his house to wait for him. They wait all night. He doesn't show up, but when he finally does is when their backs are turned, and that's when he goes off killing at least 3 of our main female heroes. And it looks like that, it looks like one of them, which was, I believe it was Lizzie, I think. Well, one of the last 2 women in the movie, Makita and Lizzie, one of those 2, apparently it looks like she gets her guts ripped out by Kottentail, but she's able to get right back up, go downstairs, shoot Kottentail in the head, and then the both of them leave out. But lo and behold, Kottentail gets right back up and runs at them, and the movie ends. So, why did this movie suck? Okay, first off, the rabbit that I kept mentioning in this movie, it's a toy rabbit. It's a stuffed toy rabbit. You can tell right off the bat. It looks nothing like a real rabbit. It looks like something you give your kid on Easter for, or I should say the Easter Bunny gives to your kids. Badly acted. The gore in it was not bad, and I will say this much. The makeup effects for the Kottentail killer rabbit monster mutant human whatever you want to call it, not bad. But I have read several reviews on this movie, and a couple of them say this is definitely not a movie you should take very seriously because they didn't seem like they were trying to take this movie seriously. It's almost like Thanksgiving, but with a killer mutant rabbit, but not even close to being as good. So yes, the movie sucks. Some pretty bad acting. Annoying characters. Some of the gore was actually pretty decent. Not great, but decent. But you have to ask yourself, if a killer mutant rabbit cuts your stomach open and your guts come out, I don't think there's much of a chance of you getting right back up and going to save anybody. And just that ending right there when Kottentail seems to be dead after being shot in the chest by a shotgun and just gets right back up, you pretty much see it coming, so there really isn't much of a happy ending there. But it's ridiculous, it's idiotic. During the first part of the movie, when the experimental rabbit is being supposedly zapped with some sort of what looks like some sort of a cattle prod, you can see there's somebody off screen pulling on some sort of a string and making it jump and hop and stuff like that all over the place. I don't know. I thought this movie was just overly ridiculous, but again, it's kind of in that vein of Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving was way better. I mean, yes, it didn't take itself too seriously, but it was fun. This is a movie that does not take itself very seriously, but it's not even half as fun, so pretty god-awful bad, and I don't know. If they make this into a continuous series, I don't know where they're going to go with it, but oh man, it was just really god-awful bad. So there you guys have it, a review of Kottentail. And there's definitely something outside hopping around. Maybe it's him. No. It's just somebody's out there. Somebody's out there with moon shoes, if you remember those. I thought those went out of style years ago. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, fantasy horror movie that was just plain ridiculous, didn't seem to take itself seriously, and you didn't take it seriously either, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on. Actually, what's going on is that a buddy of mine covered himself in bubble gum. Yeah, big bounce bubble gum. It's actually going pretty well.